Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the platform. It's your brother Bolo VNR. We're here today with another exclusive interview from the one and only Jesse James Clarke, aka Superman. Yeah? Trust me, they lied to us. Hey, they lied to us in the movies when they told us that Clark Kent was Superman. Nah. Ladies and gentlemen, they lied to us. It's Jesse James Clarke. Alright? And today, we're not going to be speaking about the heroics of Superman. That pretty much put his name on the map. But we're going to go into who is Jesse James Clarke. You know, what motivates him. You know, what is his goal in this space of service to the people. You know what I'm saying? His beginnings, stuff like that. So I'm just giving people some time to come in. We're supposed to start in 3 minutes. Um, 12 o'clock sharp. We should have done this from 11. But I had to take care of some business. It was kind of short notice. I have to be honest. It was kind of short notice, but we don't mind. We don't mind. So we're giving the people some time. All right. Giving the people some time, ladies and gentlemen. So how are you guys doing this Saturday evening? How are you guys doing? Guys, remember, Splash the G-Night Play. Share out the live there for me, bro. Share out the live there for me. Let them know so we're there. Alright. And after the interview, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to be going over Dr. Da's speech. It needs to be studied. It needs to be listened to very carefully. Alright, I'm going to go over Dr. Da's speech. I have it up, but I need to go over it and listen to it carefully. Alright? Because I must have been dreaming last night. Yeah, man, I must have been dreaming last night. Yeah, what I was hearing couldn't be real, It's one of those things. I got to be dreaming. It's like, ain't no way this is happening, right? Ain't no way this is what we're seeing right now. Nah. Ain't no way. I planned to go live very early, but I'm tired. I was up all night, and then this came up, and I'm like, yo, when the man have time, the man have time, so we just have to do it, I would have loved to promote this, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's sad, brother. It's sad. It's sad, And Jamaicans we need clarity. We need answers. We need transparency. We just need people that we can trust. And at this point, the least I can say is that I personally don't trust these people. Personally. I really don't. And I'm not apologizing for it either, because they have really laid this bed of theirs, them laid, So come on in, ladies and gentlemen, come on in. Some people might have, in some other spaces. I know the algorithm is not with the channel right now. So it's 12:01. I asked that who is here already. Please share the live. I'm just gonna begin, and I'm gonna try and reach out to Mr. Mr. Jesse James Clarke right now. Alright? So we can get on with the interview. Turn off this music. ABI News, what's going on, love? Salute to you. Hope he's not busy. Yeah, I'm calling the number right now. Splash Digi, he's not picking up. I messaged him first, and then, yeah. I don't know if there's something wrong with his signal. We all depend on these networks. Big up yourself.
Hello?
Yes, Mr. Clarke, Bolo VNR here.
Yes, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, man, there, man. First, I want to thank you for making the time to come and do this interview with the platform and myself. Um, Today, we really want to get into who is Jesse James Clarke. So, could you give us, say he's a scientist, so could you give us a rundown of, your education and where you're coming from and stuff like that for the people? Just jump right into it.
All right. Good afternoon to you and your listeners, and it's a pleasure to be on your program. All right. So I'm Jesse James Clarke. I'm originally from Black River, St. Elizabeth. I've been in Kingston for many years now. Came to Kingston to study and just never left. So I'm both a medical technologist. So that's the persons who do all of the testing in the lab. Whenever you have any, whether it's blood samples or whatever testing you need to be done in the lab. And I'm also a food scientist. So, particularly focusing on food quality. So, anything to do with the microbial quality of food or anything like that, that's me. I also have an interest in product development. So, because I love creation and developing new things. So, that's pretty what it is. I grew up in a healthcare family. My mom was a midwife. I have two sisters that are nurse. They're both nurses. So, I've been around healthcare for some time now, and it's a field that I'm passionate about too personally, because if you don't have health, you don't have anything else. So, health and agriculture, two very important things. Which, because if you're not healthy, if you don't eat properly, you can't be healthy. So they are
Mm-hmm.
both connected at the hip. And if you're not healthy and you're not eating properly, you can't learn either. So it
Mm-hmm.
also affects education. So yes, so that's me. And I enjoy politics a lot. I like discussing new ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I like just relaxing with my friends. So that's a little bit about me, in a nutshell.
Okay, so very interesting. You said you talked about your education in your family. Where did those roots come from? It seems like your family is definitely big on education.
Yeah, I'm coming from a regular civil servant family.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was a midwife, as I said to you before. She was the first one in on her side to really step out and
Mm-hmm.
to get like a formalized education at university. So, coming from grassroots, really. Uh, my daddy was retired by the time I was born because he had me up in his 60s.
Whoa,
So
that's interesting. Yeah.
yes, so he was retired. Was a retired fireman and police officer abroad. So
Oh.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, so he was a fireman here in Jamaica. That was his last job.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
man.
So
So
is a family of service people, man.
no, absolutely. And I always tell people one of the things I enjoyed growing up is when you live in a rural area. So when we were living, I spent a little time in Newmarket. I was away from Black River for a little bit, living in Newmarket for a bit. And when you're in rural Jamaica and you're a midwife, people just go and call you nurse just the same. And
Mm-hmm.
and you have a lot of home deliveries and so on. So it was fun at the time. It was fun for me, to go to my mommy up in the hills and valleys to check on pregnant women before they
Mm-hmm.
have baby, when they have baby, and after when they have baby and all of that. Help her pack the bags for deliveries and so on. So I enjoyed that. So it is part of me, just giving excellent service through your civil, through whatever your profession is.
Right.
Um, by it's a religious family too as well. So
right,
we believe that you should use your profession to serve God.
right,
So we go extra hard at whatever we have responsibility for that reason, because that's our way of servicing and giving praise and thanks. It's not just the clapping and the singing and all that, but
right,
it is the practical ways in which you help people too.
right. I have some pictures playing that he sent me. I see you do a lot of work in the community, you know. So you definitely
Yeah.
has followed that trend of service to your community. Now, in terms of politics, I mean, what
Hmm.
what what is your personal goal which you'd like to achieve? What type of stamp would you like to leave when Jesse James Clark, hopefully grow old like him father and have,
Yes.
they made and retire from all of this? What would you
Yes.
like to do? What kind of mark
I
you would
would
like to
I
leave?
would love what would be my ultimate dream is
Mm-hmm.
just I would love to see at the end of the day, or if it don't have to get to retirement, but after
Mm.
a certain period of time,
Right.
um to see if it's even one community being transformed. You have some communities that are developing. I call them developing communities because I
Right.
don't really like the term garrison or ghetto or anything like that. So I love
Yes.
developing because it means you're going somewhere when you say
Right.
developing community.
Right.
So when you have these developing communities, when I see them actually making progress, you have more persons getting educated, more persons um, climbing the social ladder, becoming more productive members of society. The
Mm-hmm.
physical infrastructure of the place look better. That's what I want to see. So if I can see that in some of the communities, I would have been really happy with myself. And then when you can have by that time persons coming back to you and you're seeing how personally the human resource has developed over time. You see, persons come back now and you know them when they were young and you grow with them and now they are professionals. So you're creating the environment to produce more professionals. That's really my what I would love to do. That's what I want to be my hallmark. Improve the living conditions of everybody. So
Right.
that's something I'm definitely passionate about. And because of a health background, I have a passion for public health. So I want to see those things being done. Because the environment can affect how you think and
Mm.
your progress.
Right.
Just your physical environment. And sometimes because it's not something you can feel physically, most times people ignore the importance of it.
Yeah.
Your behavior most times will follow your environment.
Yeah. It's quite interconnected.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
In terms of your skill set, well,
Hmm.
your education, you talked about food.
Hmm.
I see that the
Hmm.
People's National Party is very heavy on agriculture.
Hmm.
What would you bring to the People's National Party in that effort where our food security is concerned and you talked about health as well, so that all ties into
Yeah.
it. Mm,
All right. So in my mind, there was a time in CXC where they used to give a double award when you do agriculture. I get both the um biology degree, the biology subject as well as the agricultural subject, and there's a
mm,
reason for that. They are heavily connected. So health is heavily connected to agriculture. Um, what we have to do for both health and agriculture, and your research and development most times start from agriculture and then spills over into health, is that we have to focus on research and development. So we have to
mm,
start see how we can create not only our raw materials that we need to plant to produce our food, but also methods of the entire process of producing our food and creating value added products. So if you're not creating value added products, you're losing the value of whatever you're doing. So for example, um, if you want to make a particular drink or whatever, you need caffeine. We're a coffee producing country and coffee has in caffeine, but you can't go anywhere and get caffeine to buy that easily.
right,
You understand? So producing those products from whatever the raw material that we're producing is going to be key in terms of moving forward. And as relates to health too as well, creating drugs from our plants that we have here and our herbs and so on, and even using our scientists to create new molecules and all that. So we have the talent here. It's just that we need to create the environment again for us to see the full potential of it. Because when you think about it, we're a chicken country in terms of we eat a lot of chicken. Right around the clock, we eat chicken.
right.
But we have to import the fertilized eggs most times, and we still import chicken on top of that too. You
Mm,
understand? So even we're not importing the food itself, we're importing the starting material. So you might not be importing melons for argument's sake, but you're importing the melon seeds. You understand me?
right, right.
So that is where we need to focus on now, the research and development, which is going to give you an edge because the playing field is level there in terms of is just what you're able to produce. If it works, you're ahead of the game, and it don't matter your size. So
Right.
we can actually do that. So while in flat out raw material producing, we might not have the edge because we don't have enough physical space to compete with some of the larger countries. But we can focus on the science and development, and that is something that we can, or that's a skill that is very valuable that you can make money from if you have person skill in that area. So the research and development is going to be critical. I think as a country we need to start the journey now of creating our own drugs too as well, so that
Mm.
we can treat some of the diseases that we are having here locally. So I believe since we have such a high prevalence of certain cancers and diabetes and hypertension, we should be the leaders in treating those type of illnesses. So we
Right.
should be the specialists in every area of treating those illnesses and their complications.
Right.
So we need to start that journey, because to create a drug is not something you can do overnight, but we need to
No.
start the journey so that down the line we can eventually get to that point where we are producing some of our drugs. So that's really what is going to bring us out of that. Is research and development. You can't get away from that.
Yeah. So in terms of those ideas, have you brought that to the comrade leader?
No man, I've been speaking on this. It's something I've been saying from I became junior shadow spokesperson for health and wellness. And now that we're in the conference season,
Mm-hmm.
wherever I go and I have the
The
the,
vo-
the ears
right.
ears of the public, I make sure I say it.
Right.
So your platform is also one of them, because we have to start get our people thinking in that way.
Yes.
They
Yes.
don't think that
Yes.
these things are like far fetched or out of their reach. It's
Mm-hmm.
not. We are on top in terms of music. Um, we are some of the best artists coming out of Jamaica. The
Mm-hmm.
same thing for sports. If we can produce the number one in the world, beating everybody else in the world for sports, we can do it in other areas too, and we
Of
can even get
course.
stronger in these areas that we are already
Strong
um,
in. Right.
blessed in. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. So it's something that we can do. We can also have the best scientists and the best products and the best drugs coming from Jamaica.
Right. Man.
Hmm.
I appreciate the scientific you know angle, because coding and trading is something that I believe that Jamaica should be pushing in our education system. And talk about that. You know, you come from the same education system. You're obviously a very, very bright individual. You're a scientist. You know, where do you see, where did we go wrong in the education system in the last few years where we're having these results? What is your take on that? Where
Well,
kids
well,
coming out of school
investment.
and can't even read.
Yes, well, well,
That's
well.
crazy.
Because part of the problem is that the schools that needs the most attention get the least attention.
Mm-hmm.
The schools that are non-traditional that don't necessarily have a strong all boys or all girls association or alumni. It is a problem for them. They struggle, and they are normally in some of your tougher communities too as well, and they have some of your tougher students that need extra attention about the not only academic intervention but the social intervention too as
Right.
well,
Right.
and they don't get that, and you find that these schools tend to be overcrowded too as well. So it and in terms of the teachers, they're just overwhelmed with all of what they have to do. It's a lot of work for them. So that is a big part of the problem, and we can just be forcing everybody down a particular channel.
Right.
People learn in different ways and have different skills. And I can tell you, it's the skills people making the money now.
Yeah, so
you
trading
know
and coding and trading
I
would
see
be a
I saw
focus.
somebody, yeah, I saw a furniture man selling a bedroom set for $500,000,
What?
and that's just one bedroom set. It's a nice bedroom set, still. It's a king size bedroom set, and
Wow.
just and everything, but it's pretty.
Wow.
Four posts and all of that.
Hmm.
So you have customers who will buy high end furniture like that.
Of course.
So it you can make money at different areas. You have a shortage of skilled persons now. You want a good plumber, sometimes it's difficult to find, or the ones that are good, they have so much work to do. They don't have time for your
Hmm.
small project at
Right.
home. You understand?
Right.
So we need persons like that, because you cannot build infrastructure without those persons.
Hmm.
So you need the engineers, you need the builders, you need all of that. So we now have to. see how best we can encourage and integrate skills in our classrooms from early out, and focus on the things, teach our children things that will actually solve problems that we are facing in the society. It's not just learning for learning sake. You're learning because you want to be good at fixing a particular problem or have the skills to fix a particular problem. So that is where we need to start going, training for our population to fix our problem. That's where we have to run, and,
What
and give the schools that need the attention and extra funding, the funding that they need. We have to do that.
I don't
Can't get
know.
away from that.
I don't know if this is your area of expertise, but you talked
Hmm.
about one of the problems that we have on the training so that we can fix our own problems. The road them, Mr. James Clark. The
Hmm.
road them. Do we have people in Jamaica that is competent in building good roads?
Hmm.
Why you think we have to go to foreign companies to fix our roads? Is it that we're doing things the wrong way? I really it's a big problem because the road them fix and then the rain fall a
Hmm.
bit and then the road them mash up. What do you think of the problem? Well, we need to approach that long term, short term and mid term.
Yes. So one of the problems, well, there's a lot of problems there. It's a complicated problem, but we do have the skills here. We do have the skills here. We might need a little government backing to get it to another level,
Right.
and to make sure that we finish things on time. But it's
Mm-hmm.
about just being disciplined with whatever we take on projects, finishing them on time.
Mm-hmm.
So instilling that professionalism, because sometimes people look at their work as like a hustle. And it's not a hustle, it's a
Mm.
serious business you're in.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So
Mm-hmm.
if you're doing upholstery, you can't just see it as a hustle, it's a serious business.
Right.
You understand? You have to run it like that. So when you give your clients deadlines and so on, you have to stick to the deadline. And if you're not going to make the deadline, you have to communicate that. And you understand?
Right.
You have to run it like a real business. So I think that is probably one of the ends we need to work on. But it's not a shortage of the skills and the talent. And
Right.
we also have to take bold steps too, and increase the civic pride and the love for our country, so that we step out and want to do things to help our country.
Right.
Because sometimes we're doing some of these road projects in some communities. We need to ask the community to come out and help and volunteer and help to get the work done
Mm-hmm.
and so on, and not just see it as just like a food eating thing all the time and so on.
Right.
And when we are building roads too as well, we have to make sure that we have proper drainage, because once you have water running on the road,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to deteriorate quickly. No matter how well you do it, it's going to deteriorate quickly.
Yes.
So one of the things you see, especially like in Kingston, the road seems like it's the biggest drainage network, because that's where the water run whenever rain falls.
Right.
So you find it's going to erode the road quickly, no matter how well you do it. So we have to plan with putting drainage in space and in place. And in some areas where you have, because of the soil type or geological activity, in terms of like minor tremors, earthquakes, and so on, you might have to consider things are consistent rainfall. You might have to think about concrete roads in some section, in some areas, some communities. But it's something that can be done, and you have to maintain anything you have. You have to maintain it. Anything at all, yeah, it has to be maintained. So we have to have that maintenance happening of the road, so small problems don't turn into big problems. So yeah.
It would help if the drains are cleaned every 3 months in Jamaica. And that would also increase in
Hmm.
some
Yeah, man, absolutely, because that will come under your maintenance.
right,
So,
right.
hmm
I
so
guess
you have to do that.
I guess that's not being done enough.
No, and again, sometimes because of the money that is allocated to do these things,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the funding just isn't there,
Right.
you know, from a government point of view. So
Yeah.
that's why I say sometimes what we might have to do now, if we want to get to that next level, we need the cooperation of the citizens,
Citizens, yeah.
and yeah, man, and just increasing that civic pride and training the relevant persons too as well, so that we're not short on certain technical expertise, and getting it done. But it can be done. We have the talent here. It's not a shortage of talent. That I am absolutely sure of. It's not a shortage of talent. You know. Let me tell you a story. Sometimes you might see, I see a little young youth pull on a bike. Pull
Mm-hmm.
it down, fix it, put it back up. And he fix
Wow.
everybody bike, but he can't read properly.
Oh my God.
But it's not. But it's not. But to be able to do that,
That yeah.
it's mechanical
Yeah,
engineering. That you
he's a
understand.
doer.
So
He's a doer. He's a technical
yes.
mind. Yeah.
So this and the school system have to facilitate persons like
Those
that.
like that. Yeah,
Yes, who
he
learn
learns through
hands
his
on like
eyes
that
and the
too.
hands on, right.
Yes, a
Right.
child like that is not going to sit down and learn in a classroom.
No,
It's
no.
not going to happen.
Mm-mm.
You have to carry them out in the field and give them
Yeah,
things to
man.
actually do for them to learn.
Yes, it's a in the field
Mm.
mind that. It's a in the
Yeah,
field mind.
absolutely.
And
So that's what I'm saying.
they have
How
to find a
mhm.
way how to train those type or teach those type of youth how to read in the field.
Absolutely,
You have to get really
absolutely,
creative with that, to be honest.
absolutely.
So when they call that person dunce, no,
No, it's
that's
not a
not a
dunce
dunce
person.
person.
It's not
That's
a.
not a dunce
I
person.
can't go even further. Just being able to ride a bike,
Hmm.
you're not dunce because it's a complicated activity. It's just that these young people make it look easy.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I'm not
But it's
riding
not
no
that
bikes
easy.
though. I'm not riding no bikes. I believe you. I ain't riding no
Yeah.
bikes. Mm-mm.
Mm. No, it's dangerous. It's absolutely dangerous. But I'm just saying, it takes tremendous skill, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So
So,
in your constituency, what are some of the challenges there? Sassy, what are you doing?
uh,
That you
well,
have
just like everywhere in
that you have
Jamaica,
observed.
we have, yeah, just like everywhere in Jamaica, we also have a little security problem.
Mm.
Um, in terms of persons feeling safe, crime and violence is a problem.
Oh man.
Um, so that is also a problem. But infrastructure is also a problem. There are some communities that need formalization and upgrading,
Mm-hmm.
which is going to take a lot of work. So,
Yeah.
we try and do the best we can, little bit over time. But the infrastructure is old, and you have some informal communities that needs to be regularized. Um, yeah, and in terms of you have a lot of young people who need jobs
Yeah.
and so on. That is something that you get calls about that every day. People want jobs and and all of that. So it's really about getting the economy going, getting in different initiatives, getting the skills to these persons too as well. Because it's not. It takes a lot of money to to really bring some of these persons through whatever program you're putting them in
Right. Yes.
because of the other social factors. Now somebody might want to learn a skill as a young person, but they have to work because they now have a child.
Right. Right.
And sometimes they have to make a decision between going to work or learning the skill
Are
to
learning
upgrade
the
themselves,
skill.
and they just have to choose work.
They don't have the flexibility with the
And they don't
job.
end up just choosing work. Right. So we have to,
Mm-hmm.
create that type of system that can accommodate young people like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes they take so long to go back that end up getting into more trouble before you can return back to some sort of training.
Yes.
You know,
And
so yeah.
there's something that I saw. I don't remember the lady online. But Sassy 81 is in the chat. She knows what I'm talking. She has this home for women that, especially young
Mhm.
girls, that have
Mhm.
baby while at school, and
Yes.
they they take care of that child in those
Mhm.
times that young lady probably has to go to school to get
Yes.
her degree, and
Mhm.
also yes, and I graduated the other day. I'm going to find the link and send it to you. I believe
Yes,
we
man. I
need
would
some
love
type.
that.
I think we need some type of system like that in Jamaica, so we can keep
Mhm.
our kids in school, even when they make a mistake like that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, they need that type
Because
of
life isn't
support.
perfect,
Yeah, life not perfect. They need that type of
Mhm.
support. You see me? I say so.
Mhm.
I'll go and send you that link. But which constituency you in again?
Yeah, I'm in the Trafalgar division. That's in
Trafalgar
Southeast St.
Division,
Andrew. So
Southeast
that's it.
St
Yeah. So
Andrew.
that's in Julian's constituency.
Oh,
Julian
Julian, Mr.
Robinson.
Robinson.
Yeah, Comrade Julian Robinson.
My
Yes.
God, Mr. Robinson have a lot of work, you know. It's a good thing is the finance minister them get. So he probably can allocate some things and get that community
Yeah,
on the
man.
road to the right path, cause
Yeah, man. And I can tell he has been doing an excellent job in
yeah,
terms of guiding me through the process and everything. I really appreciate that.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, it's a blessing to work with an MP like that.
My goodness.
We make the most with whatever we get.
Yeah.
Mhm.
As an economist should, you know what I mean? That's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they do the impossible. You know what I'm saying? But
Absolutely.
I see you in a picture here, man, going down one of these trains, man. I mean, it look like you do
Yeah,
some
man.
serious groundwork. You talk about people do outside work. It look like you do some serious outside work, man.
Yeah,
Cause
man. I actually enjoy that part of it, you know.
you really enjoy
And you get
this.
to learn things. Yeah, man.
Wow.
And you get to learn different skills too as well. When you're outside with the guys working and everything, you learn a lot too. You
Wow.
know, so I enjoy doing that.
Yeah,
I
man.
enjoy doing the hands-on part of things.
Right. You
Yeah,
really have a scientific mind because a scientific mind is one that always love to discover more. So learning is like a
absolutely.
drug to a scientific mind. You can't
Yeah,
get
man.
enough.
I enjoy it, man.
Can't get
Yeah, man. I
enough.
really enjoy it, man.
Um,
Yes.
well, I don't know if I want to ask this question or if you can answer it, you know. But when the PMP wins, have you been touted as to which area that your expertise will be needed?
No, so for me, and I always tell people is I never never base anything that you're doing on like a particular,
Mm-hmm.
position or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just focus on giving the best service you can in whatever area you are, and
Right.
whatever comes. But it's just about focusing on helping what in the people with whatever area you are, whatever you have responsibility for. So right now I have a division. My first time counselor too as well. So I'm focusing on that and giving my attention. I'm making sure that my MP get out his votes on that side so that he can have a wonderful victory. So it's about just doing the work now to ensure that we win. I mean, the party isn't short on talent. There are many talented young people in the party and everything. So we just do the best with whatever era we have. The most important thing now for us is just make sure that we do everything we can to ensure that we push through the line because this one going to require everything that we have. This one going to really push us. It's going to be a long one. So we're going to do everything that we can and just continue to do the work. It's the work the people going to really make the decision on. So that is the important thing.
Well, if there was a message that you would want to send to the people of Jamaica, the most important message you could send to them right now, if there was a million people watching, what would that be?
Uh, One, I will tell them you have to think about the future of your children. And even if you didn't get certain opportunities, make sure your kids have that kind of opportunity or access to it. So everything you do, you have to be thinking about, is this getting my kids, going to put my kids in a better position or the next generation in a better position. So it make you think twice about everything that you'll do, your personal actions. And don't underestimate the impact your personal actions can have on an entire generation. So be very deliberate about what you do and how you do it, and just give up your best, and just have love and respect for everybody, and we will definitely come out better off. Just love and respect. So I will just push for that, and I believe the PNP is a party that is going to ensure that we pull up persons from the ground up and take them to our next level. So I'd want them to give their support to the People's National Party and to give them the opportunity to do that for Jamaica, especially at this point in time, because we need responsible leadership now to run the country.
Well said. Well, I want to
Mm,
thank you for joining us, Mr.
yes.
Jesse James Clarke. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, man, no
I
problem at
hope
all.
it's not the last. And one last thing, you know,
Mhm.
if is there, if any, personal ambitions you have within this space politically, um, yeah, that's the only thing I would like
No,
to ask.
no, man, just like what I said to you, my only ambition before I entered politics, and it still is just that I want to look back um, after the years have passed and
Hmm.
to see that I actually made a difference.
Right.
I can see tangible things in how a particular community have been upgraded, and that would be the greatest thing for me. It's even one community, and a group of and the individuals from that community too as well. That would be um, a lifetime achievement for me. You know, so
Humility, I
I
love that.
I'll be happy with that. Hmm.
Humility, I love that. And You believe in the most high and knowing the most high. I love that.
Yeah,
Boy,
man, absolutely.
boy, man, tell you, hey, big up Splash DGR, man. You bring another man where you can just talking to him and listening to you, Mr. Clarke. I wish you all the best and
Yeah,
Godspeed with
man.
everything we are doing. And just
Yes, thank you.
continue to serve the right way. You understand?
Yes.
And I hope that the children and everybody will touch around you. They just elevate from just looking at what you're doing and just follow your lead. You understand? Because you're
I,
definitely on the right path.
yes, absolutely. And thank you so much for the opportunity, and also big up to yourself and your listeners and continue doing the good work on your platform, all right?
Yeah man, respect. Bless up.
All right, thanks. Yeah, man. Blessings.
Wow. Wow. Dr. Jesse James Clarke, thank you again. You understand, ladies and gentlemen? Another exclusive. Again, shout out to Splash Digi. And I'll be posting this video, I'm recording it, so I'll be posting it so you guys can reference it and share it with people. Big thank you to Dr. Jesse James Clarke and Splash Digi. Alright? For making this one. And tomorrow, I'm supposed to have tomorrow at 3 p.m., ladies and gentlemen. I'm supposed to have none other than who we have tomorrow. Splash Digi. Dr. Raymond Price. Yeah man, 3 p.m. tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. That Sunday, the 1st of June. Dr. Raymond Price. Another on-call interview. Yes. As they come, I saw it running. So you guys can look out for that one tomorrow. Alright? I'm telling you, the PMP has some solid people. Genuinely clean-hearted people that wants good for this country. And I'm praying that God gives the PMP the opportunity so these people can shine in service of the Jamaican people and make God proud. Alright? Somebody said if you ask Mr. Clarke if him can be the next PM when Mark polling time finish. Them really mean the country well, man. Them really mean the country well. I don't want to think about that in the comment section. No, sir, Simone in the easy, Simone. The man say him not have no ambitions like that. The man say all him want to do is to serve the people. That's all him want to do. The man not have no ambitions whatsoever, people. To more than just to serve. Him not look for one day I want to become this. No. He just wants to serve. And if you can't get people with like that, with those attitudes, more and more of those attitudes, to serve, trust me, we're gonna be in good shape in the future. You understand? We're gonna be in great shape. But like I said, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Alfred Dawes, I have to go back to this. This was electrifying. I have to take at least a half an hour look on this. Cause the man dropped some bombshell there. No sir, I'm stressed out. I'm fully stressed out. I don't know about one, but this a tape I can't play one time. This needs to be studied for the next month. I grew up in a place called De La Vega. When it's done rocking. Big up all of my moderator them. Big up ABI News TV, that place. You know it code. You understand? Big up everybody. Hot off for the press, Talk Your Mind TV, Jamaica Topic, Andre, Mr. Lonesome, Rattigan. Big up everybody. Alright? So in this one, ladies and gentlemen, I have to re-examine this speech from Dr. Alfred Dawes. Because there are some things I'm still processing. And I don't think I heard right. You understand? I don't really did not. And big up Nightback. Like and share the video, people. Alright, let's go.
Our next Prime Minister, honorable comrades, invited guests, warriors, foot soldiers. Good evening. Comrades, tonight is not a regular night for speeches.
You remember good?
Tonight is where we invite all of Jamaicans to join us in Southeast for a revolution.
Everybody come out
A
front of
revolution
class.
against corruption that is just costing us poor health care in Jamaica, poor roads, poor governance. And it is symbolized by one drill. And tonight, comrades, I made it, I didn't get served. I have no gaga, that's why I will speak freely tonight. Praise the Lord! There's a time for peace and a time for war, and today we declare war on corruption in Jamaica.
Them not here. Who is going to join us on the war against corruption? Them a war against gang. What is the cause of gangs? What is the cause of crime? Corruption. So we are war against corruption. We are got the root cause. Talk to them, Mr. Das.
And I want everyone who is watching online to understand that Southeast is fully behind me and the PNP as we fight for the rights of Jamaicans. Comrades, when we started to talk about this drill that we know could have been bought for $3 million, but was bought for $31 million, a lot of people said that we're making much ado about nothing, that there's nothing to see here. But comrades, the more we probe and the more they release the information we've been asking for months,
Simone,
the more we realize that this is a massive waste of taxpayer dollars. And something not right. It not look good. It not feel good. And it not smell good. So comrades, let me explain something to you. In the lawsuit, they released the customs records to say that they imported the drilling parts. Now remember, initially, we had said that we found 2 drills that were declared for $250,000. And we asked the question, are these the drills that were sold to Bustamante for $31 million? And they sued me. Well, comrades, when they released the records, we got all of the customs entry and all of the invoices that showed they paid, based on what they declared, $12.7 million for all of the components of the drill. That cost taxpayers $31 million. That is their figures that they declared to customs. How can you claim to pay $1.6 million for something and sell it back for $4 million?
What can go so? What can go so? What can go so?
They declare to customs. How can you claim to pay $1.6 million for something and sell it back for $4 million? How can you claim to pay $1.9 million and sell it back for $3.9 million?
My God, $2 million difference?
And you said that you got the best value for money because you have 100 parts. Comrades, look at what they declared. $12.7 million versus $31 million.
That don't make no
Not
sense.
even the chopper them make so much money.
No, sir.
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
Help.
Not even the chopper them.
Intervention. We're tired of the labor right. We're tired of the green people. We are so far. We can't take it no more. We need this. We need it. Help. Help. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Psalm 46. God is our refuge and strength. Is a liberator.
At all moment.
Money because you have 100 parts. Comrades, look at what they declared. $12.7 million versus $31 million. Not even the chopper them make so much money.
Chacha.
But if you think that is bad, what my pot set there?
Backside.
Bring my pot set, come.
Bring your
Hold
pot
up the
set.
for me.
This is not joking. Listen to this.
Comrades, when we went to look online for all of these parts in the invoices, hold on, the rest. When we looked online for every individual parts that they said it had 100 parts, every distributor said to us, "You're a madman. Why you want to buy them individually when they come as a set?"
Make that question they soak in. Make that question soak in. And the most perfect analogy this that exposes what appears to be high levels of skullduggery and choppery. Why would you buy the pieces of a set individually? In every single retail store, it's going to cost you more to buy them individually. The man just, listen, the argument that Mr. Dawes is putting out, there's no way that Sarah, or whoever them is, can defend this in a court. Then don't lose already, you know? Then don't lose already. Listen to the man argument. Listen to the man argument.
It's that they said it had 100 parts. Every distributor said to us, "You're a madman. Why you want to buy them individually when they come as a set?" So Sarah, the Southeast Regional Health Authority, decide that hold up the pot again. Instead of buying the pot set for $3 million, they said, "Pull up the box and sell me every pot, every spoon, every pot cover. Sell it to me until it reached $31 million.
Emotional damage.
What did you say?
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Pull up the box and sell me every pot, every spoon, every pot cover. Sell it to me until it reached $31 million.
But listen, big up the government, respect. But you see me, the truth is just the truth. I have to respect it. Our country now run right. Our country now run right.
What can go so? Comrades, they think that when they would put 100 parts with a bunch of fancy numbers, we would not check it.
That's exactly what they thought, Mr. Dawes. 100 parts. You know, when I was first reading that invoice, I said to myself, wait a minute. Huh? That's so much something. So for the shallow mind, you would say, yeah man, it probably come up to 31 million, man, because I whole heap of something still in there. But you see the scientific mind, you see the investigative mind, they're not just going to be like, yeah man, no, they're going to do the research. and you're going to get the value of every single item. Ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly what Mr. Dawes did. My goodness.
They put so many parts, so many disposables. It's like you go and say, all right, sell me a car. And a man say, all right, I'm going to sell you an engine. I'm going to sell you 4-door. And since you're going to need to change tire, I'm going to sell you 20 tire. That is what they
Something
did.
not right, my wisdom warriors. Something is not right. Tell about them.
All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way know why they take it the wrong way.
That's when they would put 100 parts with a bunch of fancy numbers. We would not check it. They put so many parts, so many disposables. It's like you go and say, all right, sell me a car. And a man say, all right, I'm going to sell you an engine. I'm going to sell you 4-door. And since you're going to need to change tire, I'm going to sell you 20 tire. That is what they did. And somehow, it fishy that they pad that bill till it reached just under what Sarah said it would cost.
Ball out! Whoa, yo, yo, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help.
It's not normal.
Sarah said it would cost $32 million, and the bill reached $31.5 million.
How coincidental? How coincidental?
It no look good.
It no smell
It
good.
no sound good.
It no sound good.
It no smell good.
Something alright?
Something not right, my wisdom warriors. Something is not right.
If you think that bad,
Where's the one?
if you think that bad, and they say that you're getting value for money, the same company sold that drill similar to the one at Bustamante. The same $31 million drill they sold to the University Hospital of the West Indies. That can do similar functions. And they sold that same $31 million drill. Similar drill. I have to be careful because I'm going to sue me again. The $31 million drill can do the same function as the drill that was sold to the University Hospital at a cost of $15 million.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
And they sold that same $31 million drill. Similar drill. I have to be careful because I'm going to sue me again. The $31 million drill can do the same function as the drill that was sold to the University Hospital at a cost of $15 million.
What?
We don't want to be done because there's more, you know.
Mirati.
Because wickedness can't done, you know.
My God.
I came here to say I'm going to talk quiet.
Can't talk quiet, brother.
But me
A
grieve
wickedness
because
this.
poor people deserve a break.
Yeah, man, I swear.
We deserve to stop sleep on bench. To stop get prescription for go buy medication on road. For people have stroke and have to wait 3 days for a CT scan because the hospital them must spend money. And $31 million and something that can be bought for $3 million. With all of this that's going on. But wait, there's more.
I'm afraid.
When we went back, remember, you know, when we said we saw something come in as refurbished for $250,000.
Yeah.
The company released an invoice to say it was a repair. And the repair cost $250,000. So it's me fool and jumpy. And I'm misleading the public. And I see some reporters from one of them radio stations that we can't call them names.
Them guys.
Because them love shoot up whole car and say a PNP do it.
Embarrassing.
That name shall not be mentioned. They had a lot to say. No, my lawyers will be reaching out to them.
Remember that.
When the company released their invoice to say that it was a repair drill,
Alright.
the invoice number for the repair drill was not in the customs database. There was another number, the same number, but it said refurbish. So one invoice said repair, one invoice said refurbish, but it's the same item them say.
Ladies and gentlemen, that not smell good, innit? That not smell good.
So, hold on, let me say my lawyer say. it appears to seem, allegedly, that one of those invoices may or may not be real. And somebody would have made up those invoices. Now, one of the invoices have the date in the American format, and one of the invoices have the date in the Jamaican format.
Wow.
Now, is the company making up invoices in the Jamaican format when them selling to Jamaica?
Hey! Bangarang!
Questions.
Bangarang this. This a bangarang.
But
the invoice up there serious.
it get worse.
No, Mr.
Remember
God.
we said that
No.
the invoice is submitted for customs.
Yeah.
For each individual part.
Right.
Which every distributor we ask, say why you try them piece
Yeah.
when they come as a set.
Right.
Why you don't buy the set instead of piece. The invoices for each one of the pieces have the date in the Jamaican format. So it make you have to wonder. We cannot say that.
Hold on then. Wait. Whoa. I have to play that back. No, I have to play that back. Hold on then.
Ask. Say why you try them piece
Yeah.
when they come as a set.
Right.
Why you don't buy the set instead of piece. The invoices for each one of the pieces have the date in the Jamaican format.
Mighty God. People, me can't say what me I think. But when I think what me I think. Why would the overseas company have their date in Jamaican format? If there's a difference. I heard Ratigan had exposed something, I haven't listened to it yet. Very interesting. Let's continue.
Come as a set. Why you don't buy the set instead of piece? The invoices for each one of the pieces have the date in the Jamaican format.
Right.
So it make you have to wonder. We cannot say that. You try to get me so again.
Jesus Christ.
Where Damien there? Me and Damien have lawsuit for go fight, So we have some invoices. We know at least one out of the two invoices for the refurbished drill. And we have to ask the question, because a lot of people who they don't want to hear what we have to say, they believe the company that is a repair drill. But the customs firm say it's a refurbished drill. We know that one of those two invoices wrong. So we don't know, and we have to assume, and we have to guess that maybe somebody is messing around with invoices. And it warrants further interrogation by Mocha.
Mocha.
Because if it appears, it seems, allegedly, that this is what's happening, it's customs fraud.
Wow.
Wait,
there's more.
There is more.
Oh my God. I can't do this. I can't do this.
When we looked at all of the invoices that they submitted to customs,
right,
under the name of Ministry of Health, to clear everything duty free. And I want you to remember this. All of these items that they claim they bring in, that they paid $12 million for, came in duty free. Because it came in under Ministry of Health. So they never paid any duty at all.
Wow.
However, one of the invoices that we found that they brought in duty free under Ministry of Health to supply to Bustamante Hospital, when it came in duty free, it was never supplied to Bustamante Hospital.
What?
So maybe they made a mistake to free.
What can go so?
Never play that back.
That they brought in duty free under Ministry of Health to supply to Bustamante Hospital. When it came in duty free, it was never supplied to Bustamante Hospital.
Jesus Christ. Boy.
So maybe they made a mistake and left it off of this list.
Ooh.
Or maybe something else happened.
Ooh.
However, if it is as it appears, and one might allege that they are bringing in things under the Ministry of Health and not handing it over to the Ministry of Health, but reselling it for profit on the private market, that may trigger an investigation again.
Jesus. All type of fraud, you know?
And it makes us start to wonder if they may possibly doing this, as it appears allegedly with the Ministry of Health, could they be doing this with any other entities that they have a similar relationship to bring things in duty free?
That is a good question.
And that entity that they have that relationship with is the University Hospital of the West Indies. So the Auditor General is currently doing an investigation at the University Hospital. And I am asking the Auditor General tonight to look into whether or not there are any companies that are bringing in things duty-free under the University Hospital of the West Indies that they do not hand over to the University Hospital of the West Indies, that may find themselves into a private dealer's hands. And that may again trigger an investigation.
My God.
Comrades, what I have said tonight, when you dig and you can't believe what you're seeing, understand that this is not about politics anymore.
Talk truth.
Any labor rights listening,
Labor
there are
right.
people who have hijacked.
Labor right. So become my frontal class. So listen to this.
Any labor rights listening, there are people who have hijacked your party for their own selfish gains. And you cannot defend them just because you say so. If you are an independent Jamaican, you cannot sit by and allow this rape of our country to continue.
Listen the argument. Listen the argument.
Boy, I'm a liar. I'm going to kill me tonight. You know? How much time I say allegedly? Comrades, the time come.
How you doing, Lorraine?
We have reached a tipping point. When you look on social media, when you walk in the streets, when you listen to people talk, people are crying out for change.
Tired.
Because we can't take it no more.
No, we can't do no more of this.
It's one set of people getting prosperity and they're getting it at the expense of everybody else.
Facts.
And you cannot tell me that the current Prime Minister can call in the Ministry of Health people and talk to them about corruption when he has 28 bank accounts and his declarations have not been certified.
Talk about it.
He has no moral authority to do so.
None whatsoever, Mr. Dawes. None. Can't stand for
And the only way we can move forward as a country is if we have a change in leadership.
Of course.
And 1,000%.
1,000.
More than the markup of some of them things here.
Yeah.
I have confidence that Mark Jefferson Golden is the man to lead Jamaica.
Say that again, my general. Say that again, my general. Say that again. Say that again, my general. Say that again.
We can move forward as a country is if we have a change in leadership.
Of course.
And 1,000%.
Oh, you mean?
More than the markup of some of them things here.
Yes.
I have confidence that Mark Jefferson Golden is the man to lead Jamaica.
That is it. That is it. That is it, my general. No joke. Man of integrity.
And I say this to you. They will come at me in Southeast. They will throw more money than you have ever seen before.
Of course.
They will come with more promises that you have ever seen before. But I want you to remember that we are doing this for a cause.
Yes. Pity them, children.
And the cause is that we must stop corruption.
Future, yes.
And by the grace of God.
What you mean?
And the blessings of Mark Golden, I will be the Minister of Health. And I will do my part. I will do my part to root out the corruption in the Ministry of Health and to ensure that the dollars that go toward healthcare goes towards providing healthcare rather than fattening a bunch of people because them say them a shower labor. Comrades, my pledge to you and Jamaica is to turn the Ministry of Wealth and Wellness into the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Backside, hold on them, Mr. One them.
Of Wealth and Health and Jamaica is to turn the ministry of wealth and wellness into the ministry of health and wellness.
The man then turned the ministry to the ministry of wealth and wellness. Mighty God.
Ball out! Whoa! We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach.
Because that is what is happening now. And this is why I humbly ask for your support. I submit myself to you because if we do not win the seat, we cannot form the government and we cannot move Jamaica back on the right path. So the future of Jamaica rests in your hands because this is a must-win seat for us to form the government. Do not let anyone take away that shine off of you. Do not let anyone make it seem as if your decision on the day to work, to bring out the votes, is nothing less than part of a movement, part of a cause that is greater than all of us. Because we are fighting not just to regain Southeast, we're fighting to regain the soul of Jamaica. So comrades, I want you to work with me, work with Mark Golding, work with each other and unify and let us take back Jamaica House. The word, my comrades, is love.
Here you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Alfred Dawes has raised some very serious questions back with evidence. And I'm telling you, this is one of those things you have to look through a few times before it digests. And I hope that you guys do. I don't know if you guys see the passion that this man has for us, the people of Jamaica. He has the passion for healthcare. You understand? You know, he really wanted to come here, like he said, and come and speak softly. But it angers him, as it should all of us here in Jamaica, of what appears to be highly deep, disgusting, nasty, criminal levels of corruption within this Jamaica Labour Party government. And time come now. Time come now. It's time for us now to go out together, one voice, one body, one Jamaica, JLP, well-thinking JLP, and well-thinking PMP. This situation is about fighting corruption. If you are somebody that is you know, you believe in corruption, you believe, say, yeah man, if you thief some money and get away with it and them something there, you are part of the problem. And I hope that you go down with Andrew Honest and the entire Jamaica Labour Party when every investigation come out and we find out what is what. Because remember, I'm telling you this.
Time come. Some are got charged for corruption. Oh yes.
And it no matter who them put in place in this position, yeah, it's gonna be bitter just the same. Big up yourself, Andrea. It's gonna be bitter just the same. It doesn't matter what them do. It's gonna be bitter when the right time comes. Because God is on the job. And God no sleep. You hear that? So people, we have to stand together in one voice. All well-thinking Jamaicans, whatever party is your preference, I don't care. We can all agree that corruption needs to be eradicated and we should have no tolerance for it. I can tell you this, I am in support of the People's National Party for this next general election, you understand? And when they win, if there's anybody that is questionable, I am pretty sure that Mark Jefferson Golding is not going to put up with it. And I'm certainly not going to put up with it. All forms of corrupt individual where it don't look right, it don't smell right, it don't seem right, it just not right. Something about it, just not right, they got to go. We're not gonna compromise integrity moving forward. You understand? We cannot have a prime minister that is not certified and still being the prime minister. We need legislation for people to be automatically removed through law if these things happen. And one market G. You understand what I say? No make me know want to think about that in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, respect and manners. This was a unexpected, situation. I have a lot of work to do, and later on, hold on there. Later on, which conference I go on later on? I'm sure. Where you go? Something I go on later on for the PMP, because me I cover them something, What I go on later on, people? Until I say the thing turn up, I'm going to do some research. Hold on there. I'm going to do some research. I'm going to do some research. You see if anything I go on later on. Up on them Facebook and them Instagram. Mr. Golden. What's going on later, Mr. Golden? Somebody says something about support Rosalie. Lorraine, I want to go on later on. Lorraine said, me good, me can't stop burning the fire, preparing for later to go support our next MP, Rosalie Shaw. What go on look more with Rosalie? Let me look her up on Instagram, Rosalie. It's a good bit, I'm going to
That means they're not eating enough food or they're not eating the proper food. And when that happens to so many people, you have an epidemic of hypertension, diabetes, stroke, cancer, and all of those things. We need a minister of health who's not a profiler. A minister of health whose expertise is not PR, but somebody who understands health, and somebody who understands the health system, and somebody who can bring the necessary policies, programs, and action to fix the problems that the people are suffering from in the healthcare system. And Dr. Dawes is that man. And I'm proud of him, because when he uncovered the drill scandal and they've tried to muzzle him, 2 lawsuits against him, he hasn't given up the fight. Not all. He has tonight provided more information showing how much shenanigans is going on in the way this thing is being run and how deep this goes in the system of procurement in Jamaica. And comrades, it is a wickedness when a drill that should cost $3 to $4 million is paid for a price of $31.5 million by the government to fatten those who are already fat. When you have hospitals with no CAT scan, when you can't get certain basic medical materials if you're sick, if you need certain diagnostic tests, the equipment is not there or it's not in repair. So you have to go to a private source and pay a whole heap of money where you don't have. The public health system is being undermined by corruption. If you look at Cornwall Regional Hospital, which all now can't fix 7 years after the project started. It was a $2 billion project. It's now gone up well over $21 billion and can't finish. And they're cutting ribbon to open an office when the hospital is closed. And comrades, we all know about the Prime Minister's problems. That his Integrity Commission declarations from 2021 onwards can't be certified. That he's under investigation for the corruption offense of illicit enrichment. The 28 bank accounts that were either in his name or his company's names. The $470 million of transactions passing through those accounts unexplained. Those companies showing a nil tax return for income when those massive transactions are happening.
Oh, them have a private session Them have a private session today, 5 p.m. Them a Elshire Division. Fred's Bar and Grill, 10 Elshire Road, Portmore. So Portmore again. Tomorrow upon the Sunday, people. Tomorrow upon the Sunday. What if I think I'm going tomorrow in a backside, 2 p.m., 5 p.m. Yo. Tomorrow active. Portmore again, Mr. Pretz. Tomorrow Portmore again, you know. Tomorrow Portmore again. Renee Morgan. Which area this? Farmers Cross Mineral Ice Division. Green Park Primary, 5 p.m. Mr. Dwayne Vaz. Dan HQ, North Savlamar Division. Rotted. Belfield Division. Belfield Division turn up tomorrow, man. Annual conference. Belfield High School. Isaac Buchanan did it. Mr. Mario Mitchell, a female area. Mr. Go Dangerous. Put on speaker. My God. Philip Palwell. Andrew Swaby. Norman Scott. Miranda Wellington. And all Mr. Hassan go down there. Mr. Phillips. Michael Phillips. Peter Bunting. Andre Harton. Long time no see General, you know. People the whole place mash up rain and fall. Sheffield Division Road Tour and Conference. Mr. Ian Hills. Wow. And then you have Wavelines to support Anthony O'Connor. And of course the secretary, Dr. Dayton Campbell Deleso. Craftsville Division. Yo, tomorrow active be, me nah lie. Tomorrow active, but now whole heap of work to do tomorrow. Whole heap of work to do tomorrow. People are just some left it, you know. Rain and fall. Thank God me not carry my computer up on the road today at all. Not at all, not a way. No. No way! Not for my team. Not in my regime. Big up on yourself, strategy, big up yourself again. That's how I'm doing. Big up yourself, Splash PG, my general. Thank you for that exclusive opportunity with Mr. Jesse James Clarke. The man really, really impressed with the humility. Him sound very genuine. I'm really appreciate him stay up on that part, you know, because them the type of youth I will need moving forward in the country. So really, you know, the fact that him so humble, I foresee that Jesse James Clarke, he is going to be a very, very important piece in a God's work in this country. I am saying it right now. That youth, that brethren, that brother is very, very powerful. He is a sponge. He is a vessel that is willing to serve and in full service. And he's excited about serving because he's excited about learning. He has a contagious mentality. Jesse James Clarke has a contagious mentality. One I wish that will rub off on our youth here in Jamaica. Because it's only going to bode well. We need a culture of Jesse James Clarke in this country. The message he's sending to the people, we the people, to come out in service of our country and of ourselves. We need the mentality of Jesse James Clarke to be absolutely contagious. And I'm going to try and do my... And Andre Harton too. Very impressed with these gentlemen. Very impressed. Very impressed. No, the People's National Party truly has a wealth of talent and people that are willing to serve. Wealth. Very confident. I'm more confident in them now more than ever. The more and more I speak to these gentlemen and these. I need a lady. Hey, Splash DJ. I need one of the ladies, them, man. What you deal with, man? I need to interview one of the ladies, them, in a brethren. Yeah, man, I need to interview one of the ladies, them, bro. We got my brethren, them, and everybody, but I need to interview one of the ladies, them. But in God and time still. God and time. People, blessings to you. Have yourselves a wonderful Saturday. And I'll see you later. Hopefully I'm live in the next 4 hours. I'm going to see what is going on in the space. What's news on the news.